Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to my channel, Victorious Apothecary. Um, Excuse my hair, I have just let it go at this point. I get it done in like another week or so, so excuse the hair. Um, I'm here though. This is me in full regalia, okay? But anyways, this video is basically to give my overview of Las Vegas, and really, I just want to do like a review on it because I am going to be. I just uploaded a video showing my experiences, and although you can make anything look good, that is what I will say. You can have a terrible time and make everything look good. I just want to give an overview because some of y'all have went to Vegas that are watching me. Some of y'all haven't. So if y'all watch my video, I will tell you, I guess, the do's and don'ts that I've learned personally. And if I help anybody, one person, if I help somebody know what to do, what not to do, what to expect, what not to expect, and just learn from my experiences and my encounters, I feel like the video is worth it. Okay, so I do have my notes written down, so I will just say this. To start off, this was a very, very educational trip for me. Not even really in a cultural sense, because as y'all know that watch me, I travel abroad often. So it wasn't more so cultural, but it was very much who you travel with and who is in your circle is very important. And I knew that, but the people I brought with me, I thought we was cool, and it turned out we wasn't cool at all. What I will say is the timing was off as well. So to begin, I was meddling in Bass Pro Shop, and while I was in Bass Pro Shop, there was a person that came up to me, and they were, working in Bass Pro, but they were at the Blue Green Vacations stand. Do not recommend them. When I looked them up, they had good reviews, but let me tell you this: it's very indicative on what location you're going to, because they have them all over the U.S. But I chose Las Vegas because I have never been out west at all. Like, I haven't even been to Memphis, okay? Like, I'm from Tennessee, and I haven't even been to Memphis yet. I've gone all up and down the East Coast, down to Florida, all the way up to New York. Everything in between I visited pretty much, except Louisville. I haven't really been to Louisville, but I've passed through. But what I'm trying to say is I'm very familiar with the East Coast. I know nothing in regards to a personal experience. I know nothing about Texas. I know nothing about just the West whatsoever. So when I was looking at the map, I'm like, okay, like, I want to do Las Vegas because that's out west. Let's go out west, and completely forgot that it was Sin City. Like, I knew, but for some reason, I thought Sin City was Los Angeles. It's like I knew, but I didn't. So then it wasn't until I was actually in the city, and I'm like, oh, this is Sin City. Like, and I actually started to pay attention to, like, because anywhere I go and everywhere you go, there is a certain energy. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain energy. And I'm a spiritual person, so I feel the vibes of where I go, where I'm staying, and all of that. Like, I feel the energy. So while I was there, I was feeling the energy, and I was like, oh, this is Sin City. You know what I'm saying? Because I could feel it. And so basically, anyways, with Blue Green Vacations, if you spend, like, don't quote me on this, but I think it's like $250. It's like if you spend $250, excuse me, um, you will get 3 nights free. You'll get 3 nights free, and um, you for up to 4 people can go. So I was like, yes, y'all knowing me that I travel and everything. I was like, yes, that sounds like a good deal. So signed up for it. I had somebody with me. And I was like, are you interested? Would you be interested in going on this trip? And they were like, hell yeah, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, well, if I ain't, because we did this in December of 2023. So I'm like, okay, seeing that we're going to do this, given my schedule and my life and how it's set up, the best time for me to go would be in like February or March. Would that time work for you? Because if not, it's just best to like not, sign up for this, purchase this, whatever. They were like, yeah, like, let's go, let's do it. Okay, cool. And I was like, well, and I consider myself, like, I'm a real friend. That it's not a consider or anything. I am a real friend. If you are my friend and somebody I care about, somebody in my circle, and you know what I'm saying, I genuinely care for you, I got you. Like, I got you. And a lot of people take that for granted and abuse that. And then this year, I have really had to reevaluate my circle, just because I've had to isolate myself, because there's certain things I want out of life. And when people take your kindness for weakness, they become nothing but dead weight to you. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of leaves. You got a lot, like in a tree cinch, there you got a whole bunch of leaves. You got branches and stuff. I need roots. I need people who are going to support me and ride with me no matter what. Period. So anyways, with Blue Green Vacations, I paid we're going to say it's $250. I paid the $200 because it wasn't $300. I can tell you that. Paid the $250, and then I ended up booking the stay. And so I'm like, okay, because me personally, I don't feel like I've been on vacation if it's not a full 7 days. Yes, I said it, a full 7 days. If it's not a full 7 days, I do not feel like I've been on vacation for real. I can do 5. 5 is okay, but I prefer 7. 7 and up, period. Because those of y'all that know me know that I be gone for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, I be gone. So I say all that to say, I'm like, okay, 3 days is not enough to get like the Vegas experience. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to book another day, and all of this was on me. So I booked another day, and we were supposed to be staying at the Club 36 on Tropicana Boulevard in Las Vegas, with the Blue Green Vacations. So I booked the trip and did everything that they told me to do. I started getting like rampant calls from Blue Green Vacations telling me, oh, I needed to confirm. What do you mean I need to confirm? Well, you need to confirm because if you don't confirm, like, we're going to cancel your trip. Seeing that I'm well traveled, I'm like, I don't understand, because once you book something and it's booked, you know what I'm saying? What else is there to it? Well, come to find out, it was some type of timeshare thingy. We were supposed to sit at the little presentation for 2 hours or whatever. So the lady calls me to confirm it, and I'm not a liar. Let's put that out there. I'm not a liar. So when she calls and she's like, hey, I'm answering all her questions. I'm multitasking because she caught me in the middle of doing something as well. But my phone did state it was Blue Green Vacation, so I answered. So she asked me this one question stating, did I make over $50,000 a year? And I honestly answered, and I was like, no. And she was like, oh, well, then you don't qualify, so you'll have to pass this on to somebody else or the trip will get canceled. So the only other person that it could be transferred to was the person who was with me when we signed up. So I thought it was complete and utter BS. Because I'm like, never have I ever heard of such a thing. But okay, so we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to do what we have to do to, just get to make sure our trip isn't canceled. Um, so even after doing everything that they told us to do, well, you got to transfer it over. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. Oh, well, you can't. We sent you a form, but you can't do it on a PDF. You got to print it off and sign it and then take a picture of it and send it back. You know how much BS that is? Like, do you know how much BS that is? But we still did it. And even upon still doing it, it was still a problem. They were still talking about they were going to cancel. They were still talking about they were going to cancel our trip. So I was like, you know what? I'm never using this place again. Left them a bad review and everything. And I was like, the flights are already paid for. So again, I'm really heavily messing with the people that I brought. Okay. And so they didn't have to pay for a flight. They didn't have to pay for the stay or anything. I just told them, hey, pay me $200 and everything, because I got the tickets a little late. That was my bad. But still, they still didn't have to pay for nothing. And so they was still tripping like, what we got to pay the $200 for? Why are you tripping about $200? Keep in mind, these are people who have never been anywhere. They were like, oh, I travel. If you've never been on a plane before and they had never been on a plane, and I'm not trying to be rude, but if you've never been on a plane before, you cannot truly say that you have traveled because you have not really went nowhere. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just how I feel about it, and that's just truth, and that's just the truth. In my opinion, like you've never been anywhere, but like you've never been out the country, but you like, I travel. No, you don't. No, you don't. The only person that I can say that says that for real is like one of my friends, and he has literally been everywhere worth going in the United States. I will give a pass. That I will give a pass. He's been everywhere worth going in the US. Other than that, no, you don't get a pass. In my eyes, you don't. And so, anyways, Blue Green Vacations was on that BS. Since they was on that BS, I'm like, the flights is already paid for. And the flights is already paid for. And I'm just going to book an Airbnb because Usher had the Super Bowl had just happened. So the prices was really high. Vegas hotels are not expensive, but I think it was because of the Super Bowl and everything. Just the timing when we went, the timing wasn't a good time, but I did not know that. I did not think of that at the time. And plus, I don't like to be cold. I'm from the South. Like, I don't do the cold. So when we got to Vegas, it was cold. Like, the air is already dry, but when I say it's cold, like, I'm trying to just give it this, like, it's in the 50s. Cold. Plus, it's windy. Okay? Like, very, like, cutting cold. Okay? And so, when we get off the flight, to show you how dry the air is, when we get off of the flight, they wanted to go to the dispensary. So we land in Vegas. They want to go to the dispensary. We go. Then we go to the Airbnb. It's cold. I mean, it's cold, it's windy. When I get into so keep in mind, from landing to getting the dispensary Airbnb, we have landed, we've been in the city 2-3 hours. I get in there, my skin is flaking, y'all. Like, air is dry. I mean, I got used to it because that's what your body does. It gets acclimated to wherever you're at, but I was not a fan. Like, I was not a fan of the cold. I was not a fan of how dry the air was. But the scenery was nice. I will say that, because I had never been in a desert. before. Because y'all know me. I'm going someplace on a beach. I'm going to be by some water or something. So to be in a landlocked place in the middle of the desert, that was interesting. And like, I'm a geographical person. Like, people be doing stuff for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion, and I get out of it what I get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I'm taking in the energy. I'm looking at the scenery, feeling the energy, feeling the environment and the atmosphere, looking at any animals or birds or anything that I don't see at home. You know, absorbing all this new information basically. Because it's one thing to see it on television or National Geographic or whatever. But to actually be in it, it's like, you know what I'm saying? The light bulb goes off. Things start clicking and ticking. So, when I was there, well, when we were there, we went to see the Jabberwockies. That was the climax of the trip for me. Like, they did such a good job. They were at the Grand MGM Grand building. If y'all get a chance to go to Vegas, go see the Jabberwockies. Go see them. The name of the show was Timeless, and they just went through decades of different music. They did their thing. Like, they were everything I thought they would be and more, and they were so sweet. Like, the people that I came with, they, you know, had them doing stuff and being interactive, and I was just happy that, you know, even though the people that I came with, it wasn't all that, like, you just got to make sure you travel with people, the right people, because if you not, it will dampen your trip. And this is the first trip that I went on, and I did not have a good time. I did not have a good time, but I am a optimist, and I look at the silver lining, and I was like, I'm not going to let this trip be a waste. So I'm still glad that they got to have a good time and experience, because that was their first time going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I will never regret that. I'm never going to regret that, because that came out of a pure place in my heart. You know what I'm saying? So, go see the Jabberwockies and go buy their merch. That's what I got to say about that. That was the highlight of the trip for me. Also went to see the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil show. It was alright. It was alright. Like, the Michael Jackson music was like more interesting than the show to me. Now, I'm not gonna say that like it was trash. It wasn't. I'll be generous. I'll give it a 7. I was about to say a 6, but I'll be generous. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. They had some nice things in it, but I just was not wowed. I was not blown back, like blown away. Like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, y'all gotta go see this. It was alright. Like, if I could have done it over, I don't regret seeing it, but if I could have done it over, I would have chosen another, I would have selected another show to go to, because I have always wanted to go see a Cirque du Soleil show. That was my very first Cirque du Soleil show. So I'm happy that, you know, everything that I said that I wanted to do in life, I am checking it off the list. You know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, but I am checking it off the list. But I need to see another one, because I was not utterly impressed by that. I just wasn't. Let's see. Went to the Palms. Gambled at the Palms. If you are new, have never been to Vegas, or the first time you're visiting a casino, like some casinos, like the Palms, it was right close. We could like literally walk across the street from our Airbnb to the Palms, and we were on Flamingo Ave and South Valley. Yeah, that's where we were. And so basically, right across the street was the Palms. And so it the blue green vacations really kind of messed shit up in a way, just because we were supposed to be like a 7-minute walk from the strip, so it wasn't supposed to be nothing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't supposed to be nothing. So we didn't have a rental because we were going to be walking distance within the to the strip, but because they were on that BS, um, and I had to get the Airbnb, we were a ways from the strip, so we had to Uber everywhere. I was not expecting that, and that was kind of like another um financial thing that I had to deal with. But I mean, God made a way, like He always does. So it's just is what it is. Um, but if you go to Vegas, make sure you are staying on the strip, because if not, you need a rental. You need a rental car, because Ubers are gonna eat your ass up unless you're just prepared to spend that type of money with Ubers. I don't remember how much I spent in Ubers, but it was more than I had. It was more than I wanted and expected, and I knew, because I knew out west was gonna be higher, but it just wasn't. Additionally, the people I came with, they did not hold up their end either, so everything was on me. Yeah, I said it. It is what it is. I mean, I ate it. I took it like a G. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And God still made a way, because God knew my heart. Um, but after this trip, I really feel that I am going to be going alone to most places, because I've learned this: if you ain't never been nowhere before, you can't come with me. That's what I've learned for sure. If you ain't never been nowhere, you sure cannot come with me. And honestly, at this point, if you have not been out the country, and if you have not been out the country multiple times, you sure can't come with me. Because I need people in my circle that baby, if I tell you we going XYZ and XYZ and da 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 da, we need to meet in the same city. You don't need to be like, oh, let me get on the same flight as you. No, 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 no. You got it. You should be able to have it. I'll meet you in the city. Just get there. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, the Palms treated us nice as well. Like I said, some casinos, if that's your first time being in Vegas or your first time going there, they will give you little vouchers for like buffets and stuff. So that, since that was our first time in Vegas, that was our first time like being there. They gave us vouchers for brunch. They had an excellent brunch, breakfast, brunch, whatever you want to call it. They had any and everything that you could want. Bottomless mimosas, and they were hitting. Okay, like literally we lost count of how many mimosas we had, and the lady was on her job. Do you hear me? She was on her job. She was on her job so much I could not even keep track of how many mimosas that I had, because she never let my glass get empty. She never let my glass get empty. She never let any of our glasses get empty. Lady was on her job. Okay, you know, we had to leave her a tip, but the lady was on her job. Yeah, they treated us real nice at the Palms. And let's see, on the strip, it's nice, but it's not everything that I thought it was gonna be. Don't get me wrong, I was captivated, but at the same time, it wasn't everything that I thought it was gonna be. Like at the same part, like I've been to New York years ago, but I've been to New York, so I don't know. I don't want to say I had expectations, but it wasn't as grandiose as I thought it was gonna be. That's all I'm gonna say. It was still nice though, very nice. Let me see. The dispensaries, they straight. We went to like 2 dispensaries. It was straight. Cookies was the closest one that was to us. That was within walking distance from our place as well. Also, I just want to add this in. do not like walk in Vegas. I wouldn't suggest it, just because when I got there, anytime I go someplace, I turn on the local news. And if you don't, you very much should, because you need to know what's going on around you, because you're not going to get that news where you're from. So you need to know what the locals know and know what's going on. And like, something was like, turn on the TV. I turned on the TV and the news was on. And the news was talking about how Nevada was like the deadliest state in the country for pedestrians. The Uber driver had made a comment about, somebody walking the street getting hit or whatever. And apparently the week that we had came, like in 1 week, 11 people had got hit crossing the street. So, yeah. And then they were like, oh, we can just walk. I was like, oh, no, we can't. And I didn't want to walk to where we were, but it was too short of a place and too short of a walk why would we order an Uber? You know what I'm saying? But they was like, oh, we can walk to the Strip. I'm not walking to the Strip. Not after watching that. Like, common sense. I'm a fervent believer in using common sense. And I just wasn't going to do it. And didn't. So, we only walked to the Palms because, I kid you not, it was literally like a block or less from where we were. And Cookies, the dispensary as well. Same, a block or less. Not doing it because the news just literally said what it said. When we were on the Strip, well, my favorite part of the Strip was the Bellagio fountains. Y'all know I like water, okay? Maybe it's because I'm a water sign, but y'all know I love some water. And the show was good. We had a good timing, so we caught some of the show. I don't really like. I'm gonna get to that. But the Bellagio fountains were the best thing that I saw for free. I enjoyed that. Fremont Street. I suggest going to the Fremont Street. It's really nice. It was just so cold because we went at night. It was so cold. And I had a nice thick hoodie on, bruh. It was cold. It was cold. If you from the South and you don't like the cold, do not wait until it warms up. I would say, because there was still snow on the mountaintops when we went. Like, wait until it warms up. Wait until May or something, because just no. Additionally, me being a spiritual person, we had some little edible gummies, right? Little edible gummies, all that stuff hit. The little they had like a little weed beverage drink or whatever. It hit. Okay, listen, y'all. No cap. I literally, and I don't smoke no more. But look, I smoked for 10 years. Faithfully. Okay, like every day, like pretty much every day I smoked. So all I can say is to not smoke, and then I took them gummies, right? And I was like, okay, this is nice. I'm gonna take another one. Y'all, I ain't playing. And I don't know if it's because I'm spiritual or whatnot, because people are like, she was high, she was tweaking. Baby, no, I wasn't. Like, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I done did this, I done did this. Like, I ain't never did no hardcore drugs or nothing like that. If it's natural, I'll do it. If God made it, I'll do it. But if it's man-made, y'all can have it. Because that man-made shit'll get you fucked up. And like, baby, this man-made shit, I'll never do that shit again in my life. Oh, no. Because, y'all, gummy number 2, first day. Let's put that out there. The first day, gummy number 2. And I gave it space. I gave it space. I know how to be responsible, y'all. Like, look, I was like, I'm about to lay down. I'm about to lay down. I'm gonna chill. I started hearing people screaming. Like, what I imagine the Bible says there's wailing and gnashing of teeth, that's what I heard. I started seeing flames. Even with my eyes closed, I could see flames. And I was like, oh my God. And literally, I could hear men and women screaming. Like, I don't want to hear, or I don't want to, no, never, never again. In life or death, I don't want to deal with that ever again, because it traumatized me. It traumatized me. And I could hear him screaming. I could see flames. I started feeling like my skin was on fire, like literally. And I was like, bitch, this is day one. This is day one. You gotta get yourself together. You gotta make it through this trip. I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus, help me. Oh, I swear I ain't going to do this no more. I swear, if you get me out of this, I won't go to Vegas no more. I swear to God. Lord Jesus, please. You ever been in that situation where you just praying for help and like, I won't ever do this again? Yeah, I was there. I was there. Totally there. And my spirit was like, get up. Go get something to eat, drink some water. And after I did that, I felt better, and it ceased and desist. And then I was like, I'm straight on all that shit. And they was like, you want to smoke? You want to? Straight. I am straight. Straight. Okay? Period. Like, I'm straight on all of that. No. I ain't gonna lie, like, I tapped it a couple times, but they was every day. Every day. You wanna, I'm fine. I am totally fine. Because I gotta get the hell up out this bitch. That's how I was like, I gotta get up out this bitch alive. Okay, and in one piece. Let me see. Yeah, Fremont Street, like, definitely go to Fremont Street. There's a lot to do. They've got, like, drinks. They got Walgreens there. Like, I need to dip into the Walgreens. There was stuff I need to do. Like, yeah, like, they got something for everybody. Whatever you into, they got something for you. To just top everything off, it's just so important that you go and you travel with people that are genuine and they don't have ulterior motives. Because the people that came with me, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just being honest. Y'all know when that stuff was going viral, and that girl was like, she came and she didn't bring no money, they didn't bring no money, and it, look, I could have did that, but look, God don't like ugly, and I ain't trying to be ugly now. I'm just being honest. This is my review of the trip. Like, if y'all seen my video, y'all seen it. Like, cause I was not even gonna talk about it, but at the same time, I feel like I'm being graceful about it. At the same time, because truly, and the only reason I'm talking about it now is because I have always been that type of person to just grin and bear it. And I don't know if it's because of my age. I don't know if it's because of what I've been through. I don't know. But I've really reached a point in my life. I'm so sick of people trying to do me ugly or sideways. And I don't say nothing about it. Because what's that quote? They were like, if you don't say nothing about it, people will kill you. And people will kill you, and they'll say that you wanted it because you never said nothing about it. And, you know, I ain't trying to crucify nobody. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. I'll learn that who I went, they not for me. They not in my soul tribe. They just used me. They said they were going to pay me back. And they paid. They didn't pay. They paid a smidget of it, but they didn't pay for real. And I gave them a chance. They paid me, then send me a refund request. Tried to slam me in the door when I confronted them about it. Talk about something. I'm sorry. Well, if you sorry, act like you sorry. Excuse me. If you sorry, act like you sorry. But I'm not a bully. You know what I'm saying? I can get rowdy. I can do whatever like everybody else. I can, but I just choose not to. And so, how I was treated, because again, they didn't pay for flight. They didn't pay for the stay. They didn't pay for flights. And then they showed up with no money. And then had the audacity to be like, oh, well, I don't feel like I'm in Vegas. It don't feel like I'm in Vegas. It don't, we could just sit here and chill. No, who the fuck catch a flight to sit up and do some shit that you do at home? It's crazy as hell. They talk about if we had a car, we could be door dashing. Who the fuck is gonna come on vacation and be door dashing? We supposed to be relaxing and shit. That's a whole nother thing. I'm not finna get into it. But I will say this. On top of the complaining, on top of the they didn't even have enough money to feed themselves. They spent the majority of their money at the dispensary. But I prayed about it. My spirit told me to treat them how I would want to be treated. Because I ain't gonna lie, I done been places before and I done ran out of money, but I actually had people with me that cared about me. And I was like, if you spot me when I get home, I got you. And as soon as I got back home, I gave them their money in full. You feel me? And so I prayed about it. My spirit told me to treat them with kindness and to do the right thing. So I made sure that we had something to eat, all of us. I made sure that, everybody had what they needed. When we was in Walgreens, I was like, y'all need anything? They was like, wine and Rellos. I'm like, okay, well, they didn't have no wine, they didn't have no Rellos in the Fremont place, Walgreens. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, well, they don't have it here. So I get, basically that was a sign for me. It wasn't in there. So when we on the way to get home, he was like, told the Uber, I'm like, so you gonna walk to the Walgreens? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. That didn't make sense to me because you already complaining about it being cold because you didn't pack a jacket. Which, given the weather and everything, I told everybody to bring an umbrella, bring a jacket, be prepared for, just be prepared. They were not. And so they was like, hey, can you stop at the Walgreens that was like across from us? Because there was a Walgreens right across from us within walking distance. It was like, I'm like, well, he's not going to stop there because, that's not part of his route. He was like, I don't know, I'll do it. There's no problem. I'll do it. I was like, thank you, sir. Gave him a little $5 tip or, whatever. I gave him a tip. I don't remember how much it was, but I gave him a tip. Because I was going to give him a tip anyways. That's just who I am. Because I've had to do DoorDash and Uber and Lyft. And I done had to do all that stuff before too. So it's like, I believe in paying for my service. And so, because, people be doing that for, you don't know if that person is doing that for a part-time or full-time. A lot of people that do that jump full-time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, do what you can. So they get out the car to go in the Walgreens to get the Reed and the Rellos. I'm not the Reed and the Rellos, the wine in the Rellos. So I'm like, okay. So me and the Uber driver are talking. I don't remember what we was talking about. We was talking. And they come open up my door. Come on. What you mean? Come on, we gonna go get the wine and the Rellos. And at this point, this is our last day. And I was just like, you know what? Here. Cause I didn't, why the fuck why I gotta get out the car? Why I gotta pay for it? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why? That's not something you need. I offered it at the other place. It wasn't at the other place. So you talk about this, I'm thinking you got the money for it or something. Because keep in mind, the last 2-3 days, I done paid for us to eat anything and everything that we did, us to see what we saw, I paid for it. The Jabberwockies, Michael Jackson, Cirque du Soleil, the food that we ate for the last 2 days. You know what I'm saying? We there for 4 days. Talk about some like literally asking me for money at the dispensary. And it's like, I'm gonna pay you when we get back. Well, I'm gonna pay you when we get back to the house. Why I had to come up to them? What you said you was gonna pay me? Oh, you didn't send it to her. You didn't send it to her Cash App. Well, we don't got no more money because we just paid for food. That's what I was dealing with. Some rude ass shit. So, anyways, I was just like, get through this trip. This is the last day. Just get through this trip. And they was like, I was like, here. I handed my card here. I said, just add it to your tab. Because they was mad that I had a ledger of what I paid for and the cost breakdown and how much they owed me. They was mad about that shit. I don't have words for this. You know what I'm saying? So they get to the door. And they like, they have words between each other. They come back and they hand me my car back. And she slammed my arm and tried to slam my arm in the door. And she hit me with the car door. And I was like, that shit, I felt the anger and rage come up in my chest. And I was like, you mean to hit me with the door? She was like, cause we could have just been fighting. But my thing is, why would we come out as an adult? I'm not going to go nowhere and just be fighting. I'm not going to go on vacation and be fighting. So I'm like, did you mean to hit me with the door? No. But she ain't say sorry. She ain't act like it. So we bickered the entire time. We go back in the house and everything. When I tell you, I talk so fucking bad to them. They call themselves talking bad to me. I talk so motherfucking bad to them because they had the fucking audacity to say it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault that you ain't got no friends and you needed us to come on this trip. I needed you to come on this trip like I need a fucking hole in my head. Are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? Clearly you are. And delusional on top of that. And I could say some more shit. But again, I'm not trying to like go there. I'm really not trying to go there. But they know what the fuck I said to them. And I meant every fucking word. I meant every fucking word of it. Because how dare you? How dare you? Then they was mad. It's whatever. It's whatever for me. Like whatever. Because I did you all this on the strength of me. And then the next day, they act like they didn't want to talk to me. We go to the airport. They trying to act like they know everything. Trying to go here, trying to go there, trying to walk. You know what I'm saying? Walked off and left me. But I'm teaching you how to travel. Because y'all ain't never been nowhere. So I'm teaching y'all how to travel. And it is what it is. And so I had to text them at the last minute because the flight keep getting delayed. They just off in the airport doing God only knows what. And I'm like, hey, like, we're boarding. I could have been a jerk. I could have not said nothing to them. But I'm like, I brought them here, and I'm gonna make sure that they get home safely. Because that's the type of person I am. Because if I was really that type of person, y'all wouldn't ate for 2 days. Y'all wouldn't have had no way to get to the airport. Y'all wouldn't have had no way to get back home because thought y'all knew everything. But I still kept my part of the bargain. I still did what God told me to do and my spirit told me to do, and that is do the right thing and treat them how I would want to be treated. Oh, well, I'm going to pay you. Okay. And I gave time. Well, I'm starting a new job. I'm about to pay you. Okay. And it's just excuse. No. And those people are blocked now. They are out of my life forever. And people just have to take responsibility. And I take responsibility for the situation and everything. And it won't happen again. And I prefer to travel by myself at this point. I prefer to travel by myself at this point, or travel with somebody who has already been well traveled, because that shit is for the birds. So that is my rundown of my Las Vegas trip. I don't necessarily think I'll even be going back to Las Vegas because I did not have the best experience. Like, I could have had a better experience, but at the same time, like, I caught the vibes of the place. Oh, I didn't mention the homelessness is bad as well. Like, a lot of crackheads, junkies. It's not, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. It was so bad that I had to look it up on Google. Like, am I tripping? And they was like, no, like, it's being really bad after, like, post-COVID. It started getting worse. And it's just gotten worse post-COVID. So I'm like, oh, okay. So be alerted and be aware that if you venture outside of the strip, you're probably going to see it on the strip too. But if you venture outside of the strip, you will see a sufficient amount of homelessness. It's not as bad as Chicago. Chicago is the worst homelessness I've ever seen in my life. The worst homelessness I've ever seen in my life. I have went to third world countries and not seen homelessness like I've seen in Chicago. And I think it hit me so hard because it was my people. It was black people. Like, everything that they own is in a buggy. They ain't even got no shoes on their feet. Feet black and dirty. Like, and I'm like, bro, like, what do they do when it's cold? Chicago had the worst homelessness I've ever seen in my life. So see the takeaways from this. If you don't like the cold, go in the warmer months. I would say May between September. I don't know. You can look it up, but that's what I would say when it's warmer. Definitely take lotion. Take body butter. Take all the moisturizing stuff that you need. Especially if you are of ethnic, take all of the moisturizers, hair grease, because you're going to need hair grease. Oil is not going to do you no good. You're going to need hair grease because it's dry. It is dry. It gets so cold at night. Like, it does not warm up until like 10 in the morning. So around 10, 11 is when it starts to get warm. Baby, by 6, the sun is down. The sun is down, and not only is the sun is down, it's cold. Like, and the wind blows. Our flight actually got delayed because of high winds. So, like, it can get very windy. Very windy. Just looking at my list of things to talk. Go see the Jabberwockies. You will not regret it. If you want to go see Michael Jackson Circus Soleil, do it. But go see a Cirque du Soleil. It's worth it. Yeah. So, um, I wish I got to do more things on the Strip. Again, I would have if I wasn't in the circumstances with the people that I was with. But at the same time, like, I think I still came, I saw, I conquered. I still came, saw, conquered. Hit up a dispensary or something, it's nice to go in. If you're not gonna do nothing, it's nice to at least go in and say you did. They got gummies, they got little drinks, they got actual, bud there and stuff like that. Just don't go through blue green vacations. Like, chuck that shit out the window. It's a loss. It's just a total loss. Don't do it. So yeah, that is my Las Vegas experience. I hope that you found this beneficial. And until next time, y'all, I got more content coming. I gotta get it together, but I have more content coming. And just thank y'all for just always supporting me. Whether it's likes, it's shares, purchasing my products. I'm working on it. Like, I have things up here, but I'm also living my life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just thank you for rocking with me. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Always peace, love, and light. Love y'all. Bye.